What's going on, paranormal world? Welcome back to my weekly review or discussion, whatever you want to call it. And I know I'm a little late, but it's just been a busy week, so better late than never, right? But this episode of Ghost Adventures takes place at Vulture Mine in Arizona. Now, the Ghost Adventures crew actually went there in January of 2010. And if you remember, those roads were flooded, so they really couldn't enter certain parts. However, we're in 2021, and the mine that was abandoned back in 2010 is now operating as a business in current time. This particular place has seen a fair share of dark energy, especially to those who suffered from passing away from collapsed mines, hanging due to stealing gold, and other incidents. Furthermore, Zach Bagans' friends, Maria and Jay Yates, held a paranormal conference or convention in 2019 at this location, and Maria thought that she was possessed. They took her to the hospital and they couldn't find nothing wrong with her. She wasn't dehydrated, and everything came back normal. And another woman at this convention was actually hospitalized due to the sickly feeling that she was feeling, like she was possessed or whatever. And Victoria, another person that witnessed all this paranormal activity, she specifically witnessed something around this tree. Now, I mentioned that people used to get hanged on this property. Now, this particular tree had 18 people hung from it, from stealing gold and other crimes. But Victoria has a dog with her, and every time the dog gets near the tree, it seems to shy away from it, so it can probably feel the paranormal energy gravitating towards it. And anything with animals and paranormal, that animals can sense paranormal and they're sensitive to that stuff. So if you all have pets, you know what I'm talking about. But the further along they go on the property, Victoria is getting sick. And as the show goes on, this group, the Unearthly Supernatural, I think that's their name, they give their perspective about the property and the legacy. And they explain that how an outside force came in and affected the native tribes. And they left their mark, a dark history, dark energy all over this property. And this group suggests that the mining that started back up is disrupting the peace on the land. And now this supernatural group is doing a seance or a ceremony of some sort to release the energy. And while they were doing that, Zach was taking some pictures and he captured some strange shadows behind the group while they were doing the seance. But anyway, I want to talk about this formula that I was hinting at last episode review that I did. So later on in this episode, about 21 minutes in, Zach felt the rush of dark energy approach him, and he began to get angry. You see the formula that I'm talking about? Zach is always getting angry. A rush of energy is always hitting him. And then he left the building. But anyway, the lockdown began, and before they start investigating, Zach tells us about this new equipment that they plan on capturing these pictures on. But anyway, the SLS camera captured some giant figures as soon as the lockdown began, and the SLS camera malfunctions and they lost some of the footage. But once they get it back working, the next thing you know, the EVP device starts to malfunction as well. So shortly after that, Zach Bagans screamed out loud. Something stabbed him in the shoulder, and he gets angry once again, saying, "You don't have permission to enter my body." So later on, they check his shoulder, and it looks like this big old red rash, like someone was just scratching on his shoulder or something like that. And as the episode moves on, nothing much really happens. Some unexplainable footsteps, more EVPs, and an orb. And those EVPs, it did seem a little creepy, I'm not gonna lie. Overall, this was definitely an underwhelming episode. Considering that they were returning to a classic location, we should have got more. Other than that, I would say that a positive about this episode was Jay was actually in this investigation and he got a lot of on-screen time, and I enjoyed that. Now, as far as Billy, I don't know where Billy was. Maybe I missed it where they said he was taking time off or something. Maybe he had some personal issues going on. But guys, Ghost Adventures is going down a miserable path. And it just seems like they're going through the motions. No energy. I don't know, man. It's just lifeless. And at this point, I don't have too much to say. Well, then again, I do, because I have a rant video coming very, very soon, and I'm going to get a lot of stuff off my chest, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And with that being said, just make sure you subscribe to my channel if you love discussions about the paranormal, you love horror movie related topics, anything of that nature. So, hope everyone enjoyed this video. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about this episode review. And, yeah, be safe. Peace.